Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Ra Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jai. अंतोटी कष्टमिंदा की जय जय.
सबके पास है क्या? और वी हैव टू शेयर द स्क्रीन.
आज कौन सा चैप्टर पढ़ना है? कौन सा टेक्स्ट है गुरुजी?
आदि 1, I think
48
till 20 we read, right?
No, 48.
Text 21.
21 1.21 then.
प्रभु जी 48 तक पढ़े थे ना, 48 पढ़ना है आज.
हाँ, तो 2 days we read.
नहीं गुरुजी,
मैंने पढ़ा था क्या?
Screen sharing, what you are able to see?
48 ना. अच्छा ठीक है.
Your phone screen we are seeing.
Now CC you are seeing?
Yes.
तो ये 41 है क्या?
41. Okay, start प्रभु.
रुकिए 48
48.
गुरुजी.
माझं कसं काय चुकलं?
असू दे.
रोमेनच आहे.
No problem. Okay, 48 I put. Now you can see 48.
Yes.
Who is reading? Surata Prabhu.
Subrata Prabhu, go ahead.
I'll try my best, Prabhuji. नैभोपयन्ति अपचित्तिं कभायस्तभेषा ब्रह्मायुषपि कृतं राधामुद स्मरन्तः योऽन्तर्बहितनुव्रतम् अशुभं विभुन्वन् आचार्य चैत्य भपासु स्वगतिं ध्यानकृति. O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appeared in two pitches, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Supersoul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. Prophet. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 11 Canto 29.6 was spoken by Sri Uddhava after he heard from Sri Krishna all necessary instructions about yoga. Chapter 1.49. Tesam satata yuktanam bhajantam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. Translation. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love and the understanding by which they can come to me. Purport. This verse of the Bhagavad Gita 10.10 chapter 10.10 clearly states how Govinda Deva instructs his bona fide devotee. The Lord declares that by enlightenment in theistic, he avowed an attachment for him to those who constantly engage in his transcendental loving service. This awakening of divine consciousness enthralls a devotee who thus releases his eternal transcendental melody. Such an awakening is awarded only to those convinced by devotional service about the transcendental nature of the personality of Godhead. They know that the supreme truth, the all spiritual and all powerful person, is one without a second, as fully transcendental senses. He is the founder, he is the fountainhead of all emanations. Such pure devotees, always merged in knowledge of Krishna and absorbed in Krishna consciousness, engage thoughts and realizations as great scientists exchange their views and discuss the results of their research in scientific academics. Such exchanges of thoughts in regard to Krishna give pleasure to the who therefore favors such devotees with all enlightenment. 1.50 यथा ब्रह्माणे भगवन स्वयं उपादिश्यानु भवभितं 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 Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, taught Brahma and made himself realized. Purport. The English maxim that God helps those who help themselves is also applicable in the transcendental realm. There are many instances in the revealed scriptures of the personality of Godhead acting as the spiritual master from within. The personality of Godhead was the spiritual master who instructed Brahma, the original living being in the cosmic creation. When Brahma was created, he could not apply his creative energy to arrange the cosmic situation. At first, there was only sound, vibrating the word tapa, which indicates the acceptance of hardship for spiritual realization, refraining from sensual enjoyment. One should voluntarily accept all sorts of difficulties for spiritual realization. This is called tapasya. An enjoyer of the senses can never realize God, godliness, or the science of theistic knowledge. Thus, when Brahma, initiated by Sri Krishna by the sound vibration tapa, engaged himself in acts of austerity by the pleasure of Vishnu, he was able to visualize the transcendental world, Sri Vaikuntha, through transcendental realization. Modern science can communicate using material discoveries such as radio, television, and computers. But the science invoked by the austerities of Sri Brahma, the original father of mankind, was still more subtle. In time, material scientists may also know how we can communicate with the Vaikuntha world. Lord Brahma inquired about the potency of the Supreme Lord, and the personality of Godhead answered his inquiry in the following 6 consecutive statements. These instructions, which are reproduced from Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto 9, 31 to 36, were imparted by the personality of Godhead, acting as the supreme spiritual master. 1.51 Jnanam Parama Jnana Saman Vitam Tad Tadakam Cha Rahaya. Please hear attentively what I shall speak to you, for transcendental knowledge about me is not only scientific but also full mysteries. Purport. Transcendental knowledge of Sri Krishna is deeper than the impersonal knowledge of Brahman, for it includes knowledge of not only his form and personality but also everything else related to him. There is nothing in existence not related to Sri Krishna. In a sense, there is nothing but Sri Krishna, and yet nothing is Sri Krishna save and except his primeval personality. This knowledge constitutes a complete transcendental science, and Vishnu wanted to give Brahmaji full knowledge about that science. The mystery of this knowledge accumulates in personal attachment to the Lord, with a resulting effect of detachment from anything non-Krishna. There are 9 alternative transcendental means of attaining this stage: hearing, chanting, remembering, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, worshipping, praying, assisting, fraternizing with the Lord, and sacrificing everything for Him. These are different parts of the same devotional service, which is full of transcendental mysteries. The Lord said to Brahma that since he was pleased with him by his grace, the mystery was being revealed. Yes, Babuji.
Yeah.
Channel Mataji if she likes.
Mataji, if she wants to read, or Rupa Chintamani.
SNP sir can read.
MP sir, go ahead. Then maybe Rupa Chintamani sir.
हरे कृष्णा.
Yes sir.
मेरा नाम किसी ने बुलाया क्या?
Yes. Please, can you read sir?
Somebody invoked me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I will start from
I too.
52. Chapter 1, text 52.
Yes sir.
यवन अहम याथा भवो यद्रूपा गुणा कर्म कहा तथैव तत्त्वविजनम अस्तु ते मद अनुग्रहात्. By my causeless mercy, be enlightened in truth about my personality, manifestations, qualities, and pastimes. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The transcendental personal forms of the Lord are a mystery, and the symptoms of these forms, which are absolutely different from anything made of mundane elements, are also mysterious. The innumerable forms of the Lord, such as Sham Sundar, Narayan, Ram, and Gaur Sundar, the colors of these forms, there is white, red, yellow, cloud-like Shama, and others. His qualities as the responsive personality of Godhead to pure devotees and as personal Brahman to dry speculators. His uncommon activities like lifting Govardhan Hill, marrying more than 16,000 queens at Dwarka and entering the Rasa dance with the damsels of Braja, expanding himself in as many forms as there were damsels in the dance. These and innumerable other uncommon acts and attributes are all mysteries, one aspect of which is presented in the scientific knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, which is read and adored all over the world by all classes of scholars, with as many interpretations as there are empiric philosophers. The truth of these mysteries was revealed to Brahma by the descending process without the help of the ascending one. The Lord's mercy descends to a devotee like Brahma, and through Brahma to Narada, and from Narada to Vyasa, and from Vyasadeva to Sukadev, and so on in the bona fide chain of disciplic succession. We cannot discover the mysteries of the Lord by our mundane endeavors. They are only revealed by His grace to the proper devotees. These mysteries are gradually disclosed to the various grades of devotees in proportion to the gradual development of their service attitude. In other words, impersonalists who depend upon the strength of their poor fund of knowledge and morbid speculative habits without submission and service in the forms of hearing, chanting, and the others mentioned above cannot penetrate to the mysterious region of transcendence, where the supreme truth is a transcendental person, free from all tinges of the material elements. Discovering the mystery of the Lord eliminates the impersonal feature realized by common spiritualists who are merely trying to enter the spiritual region from the mundane platform. Hare Krishna. Handing over to Rup Chintamani Prabhu. Prabhuji, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Hare Hare. Shloka 53. Rashil Prabhupada ki jai. Ahameva asameva agrena annat jat shat achat param pashataham jate tacha ja abhishishyate sha ashmi aham. Translation. Prior to the cosmic creation, only I exist and no phenomena exist. Either gross, subtle, and primordial. After creation, only I exist in everything, and after annihilation, I will remain eternal. Purport. Aham means I. Therefore, the speakers who is saying Aham, I must have his own personality. The Mayavadi philosophers interpret this word Aham as referring to the impersonal Brahman. The Mayavadis are very proud of their grammatical knowledge, but any person who has actual knowledge of grammar can understand Aham means I, and that I refers to the personality. And therefore, the knowledge of Godhead speaking to Brahma use Aham while describing his own transcendental form. Aham has a specific meaning. It is not a vague term that can be whimsically interpreted. Aham, when spoken by Krishna, refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and nothing else. Before the creation and after its dissolution, only one Supreme Personality of Godhead and his associates exists. There is no existence of the material element. This is confirmed in the Vedic literature. Vasudeva Vaidam Agra Asina Brahma Nacha Shankara. The meaning of this mantra is that before creation, there is no existence of Brahma or Shiva, for only Vishnu existed. Vishnu existed in his abode, the Vaikunthas. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky, and on each of them, Vishnu resides with his associates and his paraphernalia. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that although the creation is periodically dissolved, there is another abode which is never dissolved. The word creation refers to the material creation because in the spiritual world, everything exists eternally and there is no creation or dissolution. The Lord indicates herein that before the material creation, he existed in fullness with the transcendental opulences, including all strength, all wealth, all beauty, all knowledge, all fame, and all renunciation. If one thinks a king, he automatically thinks of his secretaries, ministries, military, and commanders, places, and so on. Since a king has such opulences, one can simply try to imagine the opulences of his supreme personality of Godhead. When the Lord says Aham, therefore it is to be understood that he exists with full potency, including all opulences. The word Yat refers to Brahman, impersonal effulgence of the Lord. In Brahma Samhita 5.40, it is said, Tat Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam. The Brahman effulgence expands unlimitedly, just as the sun is localized planet with the sunshine expanding unlimitedly from the source. So, the absolute truth is supreme personality of Godhead with his effulgence of energy, Brahman, expanding unlimitedly. From the Brahman energy, the creation appears just as a cloud appears in sunshine. From the cloud comes rain, and from the rain comes vegetation, and from the vegetation comes fruits and flowers, which are the basis of the subsistence for many other forms of life. Similarly, the effulgent bodily luster of the Supreme Lord is the cause of the creation of infinite universes. The Brahman effulgence is impersonal, but the cause of the energy is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From him, in this abode, the Vaikunthas, the Brahmajyoti emanates. He is never impersonal. Since impersonalists cannot understand the source of Brahman energy, they mistakenly choose to think this impersonal Brahman the ultimate or absolute goal. But as stated in Upanishad, one has to penetrate the impersonal effulgence to see the face of the Supreme Lord. If one desire to reach the source of sunshine, he has to travel through the sunshine to reach the sun and then meet the predominating deity there. The absolute truth is Supreme Person, Bhagavan, as Srimad Bhagavatam explains. Antakaram Prabhu, can you continue from here? I think we don't have much time. Shat, the effect is Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Sat means effect. Asat means cause. And Param refers to the ultimate truth.
Yeah. Prabhuji, there's an echo.
Yes, wait. बोलू कसं? त्याचा आवाज कमी कर. नाही, आवाज बहुत कमी कर. Okay, and Param refers to the ultimate truth, which is transcendental to cause and effect. The cause of the creation is called Mahat Tattva and or total material energy, and its effect is creation itself. But neither cause nor effect existed in the beginning. They emanated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead as did the energy of time. This is stated in Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asya Yata. The source of birth of cosmic manifestation or Mahatattva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed throughout Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita 10.8, the Lord says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. I am the fountainhead of all emanations. The material cosmos, being temporary, is sometimes manifest, sometimes unmanifest, but its energy emanates from the Supreme Absolute Lord. Before the creation, there was neither cause or effect, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead existed in his full opulence and energy. The word Pashchad Aham indicates that the Lord existed after the dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. When the material world is dissolved, the Lord still exists for personally in the Vaikunthas. During the creation, the Lord also exists as he is in Vaikunthas, and he also exists as super soul within the material universe. Okay, this is confirmed in Brahma Samhita 5.37. Golok eva vivashati. Although he is perfectly and eternally present in Golok Vrindavan and Vaikunta, he is nevertheless all pervading. Akhilatma Bhuta, the all pervading feature of Lord is God, super soul. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Aham Krishnasya Jagataha, Jagataha Prabhavaha. Aham Krishnasya Jagata Prabhava. The cosmic manifestation is display of energy of Supreme Lord. The material elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, possible, display the inferior energy of the Lord, and the living entities are his superior energy. Since the energy of the Lord is not different from him, in fact, everything that exists in Krishna is his impersonal feature. Sunshine, sunlight, and the heat are not different from the sun, yet simultaneously they are distinct energies of the sun. Similarly, the cosmic manifestation and the living entities are energies of the Lord. They are considered to be simultaneously one with and different from him. The Lord therefore says, I am everything, because everything is his energy and is therefore not different from him. Yo avashishyata, so asmi aham indicates that the Lord is the balance that exists after dissolution of the creation. The spiritual manifestation never vanishes. It belongs to the internal energy of the Supreme Lord and exists eternally. When the external manifestation is withdrawn, the spiritual activities in Goloka and rest of the Vaikuntha continue unrestricted by material time, which has no existence in spiritual world. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita 15.6, it is said, Yad gatva na nivartante tat dhama paramam mama. The abode from which no one returns in this material world is the supreme abode of the Lord. What time? Time.
8:58.
Somebody wants to share something because I wanted to share one thing.
Yes, Prabhu. I also want to share one thing. Is it okay, Prabhuji? Just 2 minutes.
The one
Hare
line Srila Prabhupada, which purport I forgot, but in one of the purport he said, sometime, someday, material scientists will be able to connect with Vaikuntha. You notice that line? It was in one purport.
You mean in this purport, Prabhuji?
Somebody noticed that which purport I forgot. But that is very, like Srila Prabhupada writes, that material scientists can
Are you
connect
able
with
to hear us,
Vaikuntha. I
Prabhuji?
don't understand how.
Ananda Gaurang Prabhu? I think
I
Prabhuji
think
is not
Prabhuji is
able.
not hearing. Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhuji is not able to hear us.
Anybody, any views on this?
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji,
Prabhu. Can you hear us, Prabhuji? Antagarang Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I don't think Prabhuji is here hearing us.
Hare Krishna, Antagarang Prabhu.
Is this possible? Prabhupada said it's possible, but how?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
No, we are not able to hear. I am not able to hear actually
Yeah.
anyone. Now I can hear.
तो आपने स्पीकर बंद किया है ना प्रभुजी?
Gomina said. So somebody was saying something.
Yeah, we said lot of things.
Oh, Gomina said. So what is the conclusion? Is it possible?
Yeah.
You mean material scientist connecting to the
Vaikuntha?
Huh?
Yeah,
I think this Vaikuntha planet.
maybe
they are-
material Vaikuntha.
They're talking about Vaikuntha planet in material world,
Yeah,
in cosmic
yeah.
manifestation, not in the spiritual world.
Vaikuntha in each universe.
Mm.
Hare
Not each universe,
Yeah, in each universe
the
Vaikuntha. right?
Karan ocean, the Karan ocean.
Yeah, yeah. So in each universe, right?
You're right, Mataji and Prabhuji. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
I think
Prabhuji,
Rup Chintamani Prabhu wanted to share something.
to one thing, Prabhuji. I
Yes.
feel like I'm very grateful to Prabhupada because he wonderfully explains about this Brahmajatir and the spiritual world. Because the living entity or Jiva, essentially, the Shastra said we are Anandamaya Abhashat. That means we like to be in Ananda.
Mm.
In the material world, actually, there is only sufferings like Dukhalayam Ashashatam. So if a living entity comes to the point of Brahmajyoti, actually there is no spiritual variegatedness. There is only the light aspect or the Brahman aspect. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, we can understand the bliss in Vaikuntha Loka and Golok Vrindavan. And one more thing, I understand that uh, uh, what's the point? Like as a living being, I think we should be. I am talking about myself. Like I should be very very humble because the path of bhakti depends on the mercy. I remember one example. Like if someone fall into a very deep well and he tries to climb up from the deep well, so what he can essentially do, like the Gyanis and these Brahmavadis, they will try to climb that deep well by their own endeavor. But how long they can make their endeavor? Maybe 1 day, 2 day after that they will fall there again. But in Bhakti Yoga, we are depending on mercy because our Guru and Shastra and Krishna, they are above the deep well and they are pulling that rope. So from our own endeavor, we cannot actually climb up this deep well or this Bhava Samudra. We need mercy from senior devotees like you and our gurus and the Shastras. So I beg your blessings, and I beg your what to say, like only Kripa is needed to climb from this Bhava Samudra very deep well. And I'm very grateful to Prabhupada that he's hammering this point again and again and again, that and he's hammering these Brahmabadi people or Mayavadi people and giving us the right destination that we have to go back to the Godhead, that is Golok Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nicely explained, Prabhuji. Very nicely told. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Any
But
other?
Prabhuji, I don't know. I want to be in spiritual world again. In the material world again. I will pray. Please give me a birth in a devotee's family, and from the beginning, I should be in the service of Lord. That should be my way to the Krishna. I don't want to go back. I want to come again, because in this life, I couldn't able to solve. I couldn't able to do anything on that.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for
I heard one.
enlightening their feelings.
Like what Surata Prabhu is saying, like in this lifetime, what will happen, we don't know. Like Prabhu said, like I also know in this lifetime it's not possible. It's already decided based on the current situation and the condition. Very difficult. But Maharaj said, what we have to do, we know it is difficult, that's good. But we have to just stick. We have to just be there and depend. Like Rup Chintamani Prabhu was saying, like, so the example Maharaj gave was that when the river flows, right, if the
Yeah.
force of the river is good, and if some wood or something falls in that, it will automatically go with the flow. So Maharaj said, like now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just was there 500 years ago. So the flow is fast. So you don't have to think it will be happening or not, or what will happen. You just be there. The flow of that mercy will do everything. Don't think.
Yeah.
It was very, I remember that always, because our condition we all know individually, but just be there, something will happen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Somebody will do something. That devotees will do something, and something will happen like that. We have to depend.
Yeah, can I share my recent realization?
Yes, yes.
Like I also like Surata Prabhu saying, I was never thinking about till now going back to Godhead. We always heard, right, that we have to go to back to Godhead. But I was never having that thought and that feelings of going back. But recently, like when body is getting old and I can see the limitation of my brain and my body and my physics and mental state, all state, emotional state, spiritual state, then I feel that this is very limited. I want to serve Krishna. I want to do many things. I have so much dreams and so much enthusiasm, but I can't. Because we are in the material world, we have so much limitations of this body and so many limitations. Then I feel, oh, this is the thing I like. This thing will encourage me to go back to Godhead, because then I can serve Krishna better. There is no limitation, there is no boundaries. And it's just Krishna just fulfill all your desires, because ultimately we have desire to serve him, right? That's the foundation, that's the basic of everything. So this recently, because of this old age and the whatever situation I am, this really encouraged me to, I want to go to serve Krishna unlimitedly.
Jai. Yes. That's very nice.
Yes,
Thank you,
please take,
Mataji. Thank you for
please take
sharing.
the song with you.
Shankar is already going somewhere in the car, so
He's only sitting in the car, not going anywhere.
how is it?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for your association. Very
Very
much
well.
Haribol, thank
enlightening.
you very much.
Hare Krishna,
We'll
sir.
meet again tomorrow, 8:30.
Prabhuji.
जय श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय
Jai.
Jai.
संघ की जय
जय।
नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल हरिहतो धर्मस्ता माता
कल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुवैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
Jai.
नमः। कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
जय हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्णा।